Okay, now we were going through regarding various agreements which has been implemented by WTO, and all the member countries have to agree upon that, because these agreements are in favor, of course, of the developing countries and underdeveloped countries. And these country or these agreements are providing lots of benefits to these countries. And yesterday we have done one kind of agreement, that was TRIPS, trade related intellectual property rights. Right, that particular agreement is protecting the countries, from copying the material, their own innovative material by the other countries. If your country have invented certain new ideas or new machine or new technology, so you have to take copyright on that. And once you are getting copyright on that, then other countries will not be copying that particular technique or the technology, right, or the name, right, without your permission. If you want to grant the permission, you can ask for money also, because it is commercialized. So in India, there are so many inventions which are taking place, and India is earning money. But the sad part is that the maximum patented articles are in foreign country. Okay, so the developed countries are getting more benefit from the TRIPS. This is what we have concluded. Now today we are going to understand regarding the another agreement, that is called as TRIMS, TRIM, and this S is a plural, right? So over here the full form is given, that is trade related investment measures. That means this particular agreement is related with the investment measures. Now see, whenever we talk about the trade relation, every country wants that their export should get increased and import should get reduced. That is the tendency of almost every country. And because of that, it becomes a barrier on the path of trade, right? So WTO has been established to improve that relation. And again, WTO noticed that there are many countries who are not allowing the foreigners to invest their money in their country. That means foreigners are not allowed to make investment in other countries. That was the problem. So because of that, many investors were getting, you can say, the obstacle of earning good amount of money. So WTO has come out with this particular agreement, which is related to trade related investment measures. Now, what this particular agreement says, it says that TRIMS agreement provides rules that restrict preferences of domestic firms and thereby enable international firms to operate more easily in foreign market. That means if there is any country who wants to start their own firm in another country, before this TRIMS they were supposed to follow so many rules which were restricting them. So now this particular TRIM, this agreement, is enabling these international firms to operate more easily in other market. That means their revenue will get increased if they are getting scope to start their firm to invest in another country and all. So this is how this liberalized policy will enable these countries to earn more amount of money. So that is the meaning of this TRIM. And then in the late 1980s, there was a significant increase in foreign direct investment. I'll just underline this word because many times we are going to use this particular word, FDI, foreign direct investment, throughout the world. However, some of the countries receiving foreign investment imposed numerous restrictions on that investment, designed to protect domestic industries, because the countries where they were getting foreign investment, they were getting reluctant. They were saying that if we allow the foreigners to start their business in India, or to invest in India, then what will happen? Our domestic industry may suffer a loss. There are chances that our domestic industries may get closed down. So to protect that, these countries, they have imposed lot of restrictions on that. They restrict the rules. that no foreign country can enter without this permission, or if you are entering and doing this particular business, you have to take permission from this government, you have to take permission from this department. So many rules and regulations were there. But this trims have made these countries to remove all these rules and to allow the foreigners to start their own business firm or to invest in their own country, because it was for the benefit of the other countries. That was the, the purpose of the trims. So let us say, if any other country was not allowing one Indian investor to start the business over there, then it was loss for India. But because of this trim agreement, that country was forced to allow Indian firms to start their business. And Videocon was the first company which became the first Indian MNC, right? Videocon. And they started, working like anything because of this foreign direct investment somewhere in 1980s. But still, this particular foreign direct investment was not very popular among many countries. Recently, I think now 6 7 years before, this particular concept got popularized, and now there are very few restrictions, or very few, you can say, the rules which are to be followed by the foreigner to start the business in another country. So in future, if you want to invest in the foreign country without following much, the legal formalities and all, you can invest your hard-earned money over there and you can earn good amount of profit. Similar to that, many foreign companies are starting their business in India. They are investing money in Indian firms and they are earning profits. So this is the benefit of trims. This is the meaning of trims, you can say that. Now let us understand what are the positive implications of trims. The first positive implication is FDI, that is foreign direct investment. Due to removal of restrictions on foreign investment, the FDI has increased the member countries of WTO. When WTO came out with this idea of trims, many other countries joined WTO, those who were not the members of WTO previously, because they thought that if we enter into this agreement, our investors will be getting scope to expand their business. And with that greed, many member countries became the member of WTO. They entered into this agreement and they took the advantage of FDI. For instance, in India, India has received FDI of 50 billion US dollar in the year 1920. Actually, it was a big achievement. And when we are having, lot of investment, it is going to create some sort of, capital, you can say the restructuring, right? We are in a position to capitalize that amount, and because of this capitalization, we are developing like anything. And you might have noticed that so many new projects also have been started in India when Indian government got this FDI of 50 billion US dollar. So over here again it is mentioned that along with capital transfers, the foreign firms also transfer latest technology to their subsidiaries. Now let us say, if Indian government is allowing foreigners to start their business and companies in India, and when they will be having their subsidiaries in India, their subsidiaries, of course, they will be supplying their new technology to them. And because of that, our own technology is getting developed. The best example is Nokia. Nokia's main head office, or the the factory is in Finland. But in India also, they have started their own factories, their own firms. And because of that, we are getting a lot of money from them over here. Our people are getting jobs. Not only that, they are supplying even the new technology. And you might have noticed that Nokia was the first company which has started giving the typing facility in Hindi in India. Nokia was the first company. Other companies they have made later on. But that was the first company to allow the Indian consumers to type the message in Hindi. So that was a technology which we were not having. But because of this FDI, we allowed the foreign companies to start business in India. They started their subsidiaries in India, and they have supplied a new technology to them, and we have got the benefit of that. So that is a positive implication of TRIM. Then the second positive is consumer welfare. The TRIMS agreement results in consumer welfare because on account of competition, the consumers can get quality goods at lower prices. Now, the Indian government have allowed the foreign companies to start their business without following much complications. So they are getting started their businesses in India. They are producing the quality product. And because of that, the monopolies, those who were there in India, now they are having competition, because previously they were not having competition. Now we have allowed the foreign companies to start their business in India. Because of that, they have improved their quality, and these monopolies also have improved the quality and reduced the price as well. Otherwise, what will happen? The Indian consumer will totally change their preference to buy the foreign products, because now these things are available at very lower rate. जब एक फॉरेन कंपनी इंडिया में अपना बिजनेस स्टार्ट करता है, तब उनकी कॉस्ट कम हो जाती है। उनका ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉस्ट कम हो जाता है, उनका लेबर कॉस्ट, क्योंकि इंडिया में लेबर उनको काफी सस्ता मिल जाता है, इनफैक्ट मटेरियल भी काफी सस्ता मिल जाता है। तो हर चीज जब उनकी लो हो जाती है, तो उन्होंने सेल प्राइस भी कम कर दी। अब यहाँ पे ये लोग लो प्राइस में प्रोड्यूस करके लो प्राइस में सेल करेंगे, तो जो इंडियन कंपनीज थी जो पहले हाई रेट चार्ज करते थे और अपनी मनमानी करते थे, अभी वो कम हो गई। And because of that, these consumers have got benefited. Now we are not paying very high price. I can give you the example of mobile phones. When mobile phones were not produced in India, the cost of one mobile phone, with the simplest mobile phone, that too very heavy, was more than rupees 1 lakh. 1 लाख रुपए से ज्यादा उसकी प्राइस थी। तो आप सोचो, अगर वही कंडीशन हम आज भी करते थे, तो कितने लोग मोबाइल फोन अफोर्ड कर सकते थे। नाउ यू कैन बाय द मोबाइल फोन फॉर रुपीज 1500, इवन फॉर रुपीज 1000, द सिंपलेस्ट फोन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। And if you want to buy a smartphone, then you have to pay at least 5,000 rupees. But even 5,000 rupees is also, reasonable rate. Otherwise, the simplest phone would have been available at rupees 1 lakh if India was not in TRIMS. क्योंकि इंडिया ट्रिम्स में है, उन्होंने फॉरेन कंपनीज को अलाउ किया बिजनेस करने के लिए, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द क्वालिटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट हैव बीन इंक्रीज्ड, द प्राइसेस हैव गॉन डाउन, एंड देयर इज fair competition these days. So the consumer welfare is the another positive implications which we got because of TRIMS. Then the another positive implication is, one second, competition benefits. TRIMS agreement results in competition between the foreign firm and local firms. Therefore, the local firms are forced to improve their efficiency through R&D. R&D means research and development, training and technology upgradation. Now, because the foreign countries are already there, foreign countries are able to produce the quality product, and it is making the local firms to upgrade their technology, to increase the efficiency of research and development department. It is making the Indian firms to provide good training to the employees, those who are working over there. And because of this, now we are having this benefit, right? Because now these companies have to fight with the foreign firms. There is need for them to improve a lot as far as these areas are concerned. So we Indian consumers are getting even this advantage also, that is competition benefit. Now over here, one thing is not mentioned, that is regarding after sales service. Because of this TRIMS, after sales services also have been increased like anything. Initially, the Indian firms, those who were selling products in Indian to Indian consumers only, they were not providing that quality after sales service. It was very difficult for the Indian consumer to get after sales service. But because foreign companies are providing these after sales service, that too very politely, right? That telephonic complaint or online complaints and all, that system was not started by the Indian companies. That system was started by the foreign companies only. And by watching that, the Indian manufacturer also started giving these facilities. And once they have started giving these facilities, it has become the competition benefit for the Indian consumer, for the entire society. So again, this is a positive implication. But as we know, the coin is having two sides. If there is head, there is tail. So whenever there is positive implications, there are some negative implications as well. Now, what are the negative implications? The first negative implication is interference in domestic affairs. Since we are allowing the foreign companies to start their business in India, they are interfering in our domestic affairs of businesses. So over here, it is given that critics points out that MNCs, that is multinational corporations, interfere in domestic affairs. They influence the government officials in framing policies which protects their own interest. This may adversely affect the domestic firms. Now, officially, we have allowed the foreign companies to do business in India, and whatever policies Indian government is making, directly or indirectly, it is for them also. Though they are registered in foreign country, but they are doing business in India, and they are paying tax to India. So they are the taxpayers. So when they are paying tax, they are getting some privileges, they are getting some rights. So what do? They are influencing the Indian government to make some policies which may be in their favor and which may be against the domestic firms, right? You might have heard about the IRF, there's international reframe or work, the foreign standards, IFRS, that is international foreign rules for accountancies. These are certain rules nowadays are to be followed by almost all the countries. See, Indian government is having its own rules of preparing the final accounts, of preparing the accounts. They are having their own standards. But when the foreign companies are doing business in India, when foreigners are investing money in India, they want the books of accounts to be prepared as per their country's records or their country's standards. Country to country, the standards are different. The format which we are following may be different from another country. So the investor who has invested money in India needs to know that how the accounts have been prepared, how the money has been utilized. So if we submit our records to them, they may say we are not able to understand these things because we are not aware about the Indian standards of accountancy. So what they are forcing that you also follow the accounting standards which we are using in our country, so that we should be in a position to understand how the money has been utilized. So see the force. And because of that, Indian government have changed certain rules, especially for the big companies. Nowadays it is very compulsory that they have to follow the IFRS. They are following the foreign reporting system, right? So this is how the domestic affairs are getting affected. Affairs means over here some activities which are going to put some impact on your business activities. So when you are allowing MNCs to work in India, definitely they will try to influence the government to change the policies or to make the policies which may be in their favor and which may be adversely affecting. That means in the opposite way, it may affect, or negatively it may affect the domestic firms. So that is the first negative implication. Then the second negative implication is effects on small firm. Now this is a serious matter. Actually, Indian government is trying to protect the small and medium scale industries. That is a motto of Indian government. But because of the trims, what is happening? WTO insists on member nations to remove reservations for small firms. Before this trims, there were the reservation for small firms. Some facilities were available to the small scale firms so that they should get expand and they should become the large scale organization. But under this trim, what had happened? WTO have insisted the member nations to remove that reservation, and therefore in India, most of the items from the reserved list of the items of MSE. MS mean medium and small enterprises. MSE stand for medium and small enterprises. This S is the plural of enterprises, right? So medium and small enterprises, they got removed, and only 20 items are there because other items have been de-reserved. De-reserved is the opposite of reserved. They have been de-reserved. They have been cancelled from that list. And once your item is getting cancelled from that list, you are not going to enjoy the benefits which have been announced by Indian government previously. So that is a negative implication because WTO insisted, they made it compulsory for the member nation that you have to remove the reservation of small firms because that was against the FDI. That point was against FDI, and because of this, the foreign companies were not able to start their business in other countries. So WTO said that no, you remove that particular rule and allow the foreign countries to start their business in your own country. Therefore, small firms find it difficult to compete with medium and large firms. It is very difficult for them to compete with them because they are not getting any kind of support. They are not getting any kind of incentive or benefit now. They're not getting it. So when they are not getting it benefited, they find it very difficult, and ultimately they close down their firm. Indian government did not want that. Indian government wanted to support these small scale businesses so that they can be the larger scale business organization. But because of the trims, now that particular point we are not using because now there are only 20 items which are there in the list. So if your business is related to these 20 items, then only you will be getting the benefit. Otherwise, you are not going to get benefit out of that. Then the next one is the last negative implication is outdated technology. This even yesterday also I told you that though we say that these trips and trims are allowing us to use the new technology and all, it is not like that because already copyrights and the trademarks already have been registered by the countries where these technology have been developed, and once it is becoming outdated, then only they are giving to the other countries. मैंने कल भी बताया था कि we are at least 100 years behind the foreign countries as far as the technology is concerned. In India, how many people are sending using robots? Very few. That too very rich, and that robots and all, they're not using for the household purposes, but they are using it for the commercial purposes. How many Indians are having robotic cars? Very few. Robotic cars means there is no need to appoint the driver. You just give the instructions or just put the information in the car will take you wherever you want to go. How many people are using? No one. That means we are 100 years behind them, right? The age which they are living, the utilities they are using today, we are going to utilize after 100 years. So outdated technology is again one of the negative implications. Over here what they are saying that critics point out, critics means those who are having the expert knowledge and those who are able to identify what are the things. So these are called as critics. So critics ने क्या point out किया? Critics point out that foreign firms transfer outdated technology to firms in developing countries with whom they have tie-up. तो इंडिया में अगर किसी फॉरेन कंपनी का टाई अप है किसी स्मॉल स्केल फॉर्म के साथ, तो उनको वो लोग आउटडेटेड टेक्नोलॉजी देते हैं. They give, but that is the outdated technology, and the latest technology they are using in their own country where they are able to produce good quality of product. At the same time, they are able to reduce the cost also. So that is the negative implications of trim. I hope you have understood the meaning of trim. Now, in the next period, we are going to understand regarding GATS agreement. That is general agreement on trade in services. That is not trade and services, but that is trade in services. Okay, so with this note, I just stop sharing the screen.